showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Mafia Sports Report Network. And it is distracting me that there's this thing here. Do you see that thing over you, that Buffalo fan base StreamYard thing?
No.
Yeah, bro. It is on. Hold on. You stay on there and chat with.
All right. I don't know where Tommy disappeared to, but welcome, everybody, as we watched a fantastic beatdown of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, I will say I will have to give the flowers to Pickett. He's a tough dude. Stayed in there, took the hits. I have no idea what you're talking about, Tommy.
It wasn't on your end. It was my end. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're good.
Anyways, I was just, welcoming everybody in and giving a little love to Pickett, who's a tough little dude, stood in there and took a beating.
Man, Pickett, he surprised me. I didn't think he would have that good of a game. I thought he would play well. But, man, Pittsburgh has a quarterback there, man. They do. It just was a tough game for him. You know, this was one of those games that maybe it's not even such a big deal that he played against a tough team like this. It's a learning lesson for him. A lot of lessons to be learned after this game. But I thought he did well. But let's get on to who did the best, and that is the Buffalo Bills. And let's real quick, did you see Scotty in here? Pretty close on score again. Yes, finally. I was back-to-back wrong on scores. I predicted this 34-13. I think, what did you have it, Mikey, initially?
38-17 is what I had.
38-17. So Mikey was kind of close to you. You gave him a lot of points. We gave him too many points, both of us.
Too many points.
Appreciate it, Thomas, man. Are you feeling better, Thomas, by the way? Because I know sometimes you get a little down on the Buffalo Bills, but today had to make you feel a little better. And yes, Pittsburgh's not that great of a team this year, but they usually play tough no matter what, right? Mike Tomlin always gets his guys to play, even if, they're outmatched, the players aren't matching well up with the other players, but he usually gets his players fired up enough to at least keep them somewhat respectable in the game. And man, we just blew him out the water, Mikey. It started quick, right? So we scored. We scored first. They gave us the ball, obviously, right to start. Came down, scored that initial touchdown, made it 7-0, which was an unbelievable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, on a third down, being pinned inside our own 5. And go run, bomb to start.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's where I'm getting to. So, a couple things. One, the who it went to, right? Gabe Davis, the guy that has been MIA because we were calling it. It was that ankle was not right, and we heard reports on. I think I heard it on Friday that he was looking much better. In practice, and boy, did it show today. So that opening play was like, damn, he's back, right? And then later in the game, he made another phenomenal catch that ripped. It should have been an interception if he didn't play it the way he played it. And Gabe Davis showed why he is a danger, and he is going to be, when healthy, he is a problem for defenses, because you got to deal with Diggs, you got to deal with Davis, who I told you in that offseason, man, he got stronger and faster, and it is showing. It is showing that. Listen, who had that? Who did he take the ball from? Minka, right?
Yeah.
On that.
So the ball was out in front of Davis, and when he brought it in, Minka took it from him, and then he took it back.
Yeah, we're gonna get on all these guys, by the way, Scott and Shakir. Man, me and Mikey were calling it too in the offseason when he was when he was showing up in camp, and then he showed up in preseason, and we were like, man, we can't wait to see this guy in the field. And he didn't get he didn't dress right away. And I said this last week that it sucks. I hate seeing injuries, but sometimes that clears the way for somebody like a Shakir to get his moment. And I thought he showed it last week, and boy did he show it this week. He only had really one bad play, and he made up for it later in the game, right, Mikey? I mean, we talked about this right after he made up for it. What, 2 plays later? I don't know what Mikey's doing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was only 2 plays. I think it was 2 plays.
Yeah, 2 plays later, because I think they went. I forget who they went to after that, and then they went to Shakir for, I think it was like a 25, 30-yard catch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was beautiful. You want to pop up those scores, those stats up on the screen? For
I
me,
do.
brother?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I didn't know what you were doing there. You looked a little out of it. Okay, there we go.
Nope. I was making sure that I had them all set up. So,
gotcha.
when we look, we have Josh Allen going 20 for 31, and honestly, in the first half, in that first quarter, his numbers were low because he was hitting on the deep balls, but that wind was wreaking havoc on him.
Yeah.
So he ended up going 20 for 31 for 424, 4 touchdowns, and then the 1 pick, which really was a ball that the wind caught and it was underthrown. Otherwise, he could have, that could have been another touchdown to Gabe Davis.
I like this comment, by the way.
Yeah.
Dorsey. I don't know. Gabe and go. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat before, but if this is your first time, welcome, man. I appreciate you. But that was a great comment, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah,
it's fine. What was beautiful is I know I buried my hatchet with Levi Wallace.
Oh, dude.
But did we pick on him early and often?
We did, but I thought he. This is one of his better games. I got to admit.
He had an interception?
He had an interception. He also had a play before that I thought he played very well.
So he had 2 plays, but we torched him.
But he got hurt. But he wound up getting hurt. You can't dog on him for the game. I thought he played well.
We torched him.
Play that bad.
Yes, he did.
He got out of the game early. I don't remember what quarter, but he was out pretty early, Mikey.
3rd quarter.
Okay, so I don't know if we tore. Who was he guarding that game? Diggs
Davis.
Most of the time, correct?
Davis.
Oh, was he? Oh, yikes. Okay, well, I take that back. But he still had hey, listen, he still had some good plays in that game. But we all know, listen, what's the knock on Levi that I've always said? The speed. And the speed is like he lacks speed.
He doesn't have the makeup speed.
He doesn't have the makeup speed.
He's a scheme-dependent player.
Yeah, and the only reason he got that interception, to your point, was the wind played a factor, obviously. And if Josh were to put a little bit more zip or power on that ball, put it over Levi, that was an easy touchdown.
So that was the wind. Touchdown. Like he put too much loft under it, and the wind caught it and brought it back.
Caught it, yeah, exactly. Bro, yes, Hamlin. Dude, I'm telling you, watch out for that guy, bro. He is our future at safety, man. That guy is all over the field, and he is laying hits, man. He doesn't care who you are.
So let me ask you, that hit on Kenny Pickett,
I thought it was good.
I thought they should have thrown the flag. You got to protect.
I thought it was a bang. I thought it was so. I'll tell you what. I thought it was really close.
It was
really close. I thought it was, and what I call those a bang bang play because it's very tough. He was sliding. I mean, his knee, if it touched, it barely touched before he got hit.
Went down very, very late.
Right. Exactly. So it's kind of hard for a defender when he's going in and he's still kind of halfway up. Listen, man, you're a runner, and the refs. I thought the refs. Listen, if the refs called a flag, I wouldn't have been mad either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, all right. But I thought it was a good non-call. I'll be honest with you. And I don't blame the offensive lineman for stepping in, pushing. No, that's what they do. Our guys would do the same thing.
Feliciano did that for Allen all the time during his younger days.
Yeah. So I don't get mad at that. Go ahead with the stats though. Go ahead.
Case Keenum came in for Allen, 2 for 5 for 8 yards. Woof. He looked bad.
Oh, Keenum? Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Case.
I mean, listen.
He hasn't looked good yet. He's played a couple fourth quarters for us now, and if something happens to Allen, I'm worried about this offense.
Yeah, I told you in the beginning. Like I wanted a decent backup. And then we were asked that question in the offseason if we could win with Keenum through the season.
I may have been wrong.
From what I've seen, his arm is bad, bro. Like his arm is really weak. It seems like his decision making is bad. His accuracy, he's off, bro. Like he don't look comfortable in there. You know what I mean? Like
he's always playing with the backups too, and I get that.
Yeah, but you got to show something. I've seen backups come in and do fine. You know what I mean? Like I've seen Matt Barkley come in with backups and do okay. You know what I mean? Like, geez, bro. Like show something. But I never want to see him. I never want to see him. Okay, I never want to see him. So it doesn't matter. Just sit your ass on the sideline and come in the fourth quarter.
I'm with you on that. I lied to myself too, and I said, if he was in there with all the starters, he'd be okay. And I'll continue lying to myself for the rest of this year, praying to God nothing happens to Josh.
Right.
So we'll keep going. Kenny Pickett was 34 for 52, 327. 0 TDs, 1 pick. From rushing, Josh was actually tied for the leading rusher. He had 5 for 42. Singletary had 6 for 42. Cooks had 4 for 31. I was extremely impressed with our run defense today. Warren had 5 for 24. Najee Harris, 11 carries, 20 yards, 1.8 per carry.
Hey, can we I'm gonna chime in real quick to this Josh Allen, okay? We'll go back to it.
Go this way, saw two guys kind of sitting here playing the sticks a little bit, and Gabe just did his thing and ran and gave him a chance to go make a play, and he did. And then that second one, just felt the safety a little flat-footed, knowing Gabe was running, and just gave him a chance to go catch a ball, and he kind of tipped it straight into the safety's stomach and then pulled it out. Like it was an unbelievable play by him. But I got so much trust and faith, in 13. So it was good to see him get going, and getting the ball early and often. And I wouldn't say often. I mean, he only had 3 catches, but for 170 and 2 touchdowns, which is pretty crazy. It's not too often like you have those type of drives. I mean, I think we had a 1-play drive, 2 2-play drives, and a 3-play drive, which ended in touchdowns. And that's crazy.
So Minka's over the top there. I mean, he's like, it's double coverage, but you saw that Minka was a little flat-footed.
Felt a little flat-footed, and again, I'm just trusting my guy more than anything. And he's coming off a little bit of a couple weeks of an ankle, and I just wanted him to know that, like, I trust him implicitly. I'm going to give him these opportunities, and when you continue to make them, it makes it that much easier to trust a guy.
Josh, I was going to follow up on that with you as far as him coming off the ankle. Did you have a sense going into this game that he was back to 100% and that he was going to maybe factor in like he did?
Yeah, and actually I think I saw it in our little walkthrough that we do on Saturdays, which was yesterday, obviously. Just the way that he was moving, bouncing around on it, and I was like, okay, this guy's ready to go, and he was.
Yeah, see? I mean, those were the reports that were out early, I think Friday, what I heard about Gabe Davis. So, guys, I mean, Gabe is back, man. And I text that to Jason, who's on our network, who was at the game. And he texted me right after the second touchdown saying, yep, he's back. So, man, that was huge to get him back, get him, the old Gabe Davis back of week 1, the one that we expected. This is what we expected. I mean, I don't know about 160 yards in 2 quarters, but
right.
Yeah, like, damn, Mike, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, this team is, look what we did today, and look at the amount of players that are still out injured.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show you once again, the depth of this team is coming into play, and we have really good depth, man. Really good depth. Tony
Romo talked about it, about wait until this team actually gets healthy. And yeah, I wanted to touch base on this. I don't think Elam played subpar at all. I think we played a soft as shell coverage early, and they were throwing stuff in front of him. And then when we tightened it up, he ended up getting the pick. He played much better as the game went early. I just think that they were playing a soft shell coverage. And that first drive every game, we let them drive down the field on us. They get some kind of points, and then we shut them down. That's what our defense does every game.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think Elam had a great game.
No.
I thought Elam played well. There's some lessons there, and I agree with you, Mikey,
There's
as well.
some really good receivers over there.
And that's where I was going to get
James
to.
Jackson got picked on a bunch too in the second half.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it wasn't just one-sided thing.
Yeah, Claypool is legit. And the rookie, Pickens is going to be a problem in this league if he continues like what he's doing. But either way, I still felt it was more of a scheme how we were playing throughout the whole game. I didn't see it change at all 4 quarters. We played a very soft kind of and it was almost like the defense, like Frazier dialed it up when it mattered the most. It seemed like in this game. And look, they scored 3 points. So at the end of the day, we held Pittsburgh to 3 points. Very tough in the NFL. Almost a shutout. And yeah, I mean, you got
that first drive. They went down, got 3 points, and then they didn't get any more points. They missed
you have
2 field goals. So on a best case scenario, they would have had 9.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. He's going to be.
Yeah, Pickett's got some heart, dude. Anybody who can stand in and take the hits like that, that's the difference between the guys who actually make it in this league and the guys who don't. The guys who are willing to stand in there for that extra second, take the hit, and have that toughness and that mental toughness. And even when he threw the pick, he came right back and was slinging the ball around.
Yeah, no, I thought, I mean, I didn't see him make too many mistakes, to be honest with you. He made one at the end there when he got sacked. He wasn't, a little lost where he was on the field there, kind of ran into the defender, but that's going to happen. Scott coming in with the super chat. I just don't want to hear about injuries on Monday. Yeah, I know, man. There was some Jordan Phillips. You're going to probably hear about that.
Yep.
By the way, Scott, I want you to check out YouTube, the Raiders Dome Stadium. Because me and Scott, Mikey, I don't know if you know this, but we're going back and forth on this grass debate about if grass can go into a dome.
It can.
And Scott keeps laughing at me, and I keep telling him that it can. And the Raiders do it. They actually roll in grass every game. So, Scott, check it out, bud. I told you. Anyways.
There's Pat McAfee talked about this.
Yeah, Bermuda grass too.
Yeah, Pat McAfee talked about
Bermuda grass.
Some kind of weird system that like moves it in and out that makes it easy to do.
It is. There's
just an investment to it. That's all.
Right. Exactly. And the Raiders made that, but I also think Arizona did something similar too. They have some kind of special grass, but
yeah,
I told you, bruh.
All right, so we'll keep going down through. We'll go into the receivers. Gabe Davis, 3 for 171. Obviously, the 98 was the biggest one. 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 8 for 102 and a touchdown.
Another big game.
Shakir, 3 for 75 and a touchdown. By the way, that run after the catch was impressive. And the one that he dropped, me and you were texting during the game, Tommy. I think Josh's arm strength on the run like that caught him by surprise. Because it went right through and hit him in the chest.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. That was the one mistake he did, and that's something that he'll got to get familiar with Josh. How Josh, because Josh is not what he's used to in college, obviously. But overall, man, I thought he also punt returned very well, made good decisions.
Yeah.
By the way, what was
even the one that he let go and that rolled down to the 1 was the right decision.
That was the right decision. No, that was fine. I wasn't even mad at that. That was just a good play by Pittsburgh. But I do have a question. Taiwan Jones returning the kick in the beginning of the game. Why? I mean, I understand McKenzie's, that's his job. He's out, but
they were trying something different.
Back there
again after it.
I do, but boy, that's satisfying. Luckily, right, we have Gabe Davis and Josh Allen to get us out of the mess, starting at the 2.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, let's not do that again, huh? Let's keep Taiwan Jones on the other side of special teams defense. Yeah. No, we'll be good. Not offense.
So then Isaiah Hodgins got his first.
Yes,
here got his first touchdown of his career. Isaiah Hodgins got his first catch. James Cook got his first touchdown of the day. So our young guys stepping up. Hodgins went 4 for 41. Quentin Morris went 3 for 39. Outside of the fumble, I thought he had a really good game stepping in for Dawson Knox. Singletary was 1 for 4. So, overall, I thought our offense played really well. On their side, Pickens had 6 for 83. Johnson had 5 for 60. Claypool had 5 for 50. Zach Gentry had 5 for 43. And then it was a bunch of just like running backs and stuff out of the backfield.
Totally shut Najee Harris out.
Shut him down.
Yeah. There was not even a.
He had 20 yards total, no catches.
Yeah. He wasn't.
3 catches. So he had 36 total yards. Ouch.
He was. Yeah. Well, we talked about this on Friday. And I told you I had a feeling like once, and this is the story of the Buffalo Bills this season. We're shutting the run down early, getting a lead, and forcing the ball into the quarterback's hand to make plays. That's what we've been doing, and it's a total difference from last season where we were getting like killed by the run. So it was really tough. So it's just that opens up everything for this defense. Once we got those defensive linemen that were desperately needed. And it was good to see Jordan Phillips back. It sucks that he got hurt. He's such a playmaker. He is, man. I just sit him down until he's ready. I don't even care if it's week 10, week 11. I just want him back 100% before the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver was quiet, but he was out there. That's good. I was glad he was out there. I didn't see him make many plays. I'll have to rewatch it, but he seemed quiet, but that's whatever. I'm just glad he was out there.
He was causing some pressures. He had some pressures. He didn't get it, and he ran people into like our edge rushers. So I saw him out around the ball, which is great. But yeah, it was Anthony Ray. It was absolutely awesome to see Cook actually look like the Georgia kid.
Yes, and we were talking about Cook the other night, actually, and and we were talking about his nerves and maybe the game's going a little too. So this is that has to be a what's the word I'm looking for, Mikey? Like for him, a confidence
boost, yeah,
right. Like to get your first touchdown, right, and a nice touchdown. It wasn't like a cheapy 1 yard run or something. Like it was a good run
where he busted up the middle and then broke outside.
So that
looked like a Georgia play.
Exactly. So, and that could have gone if it was 50 yards, depending where we were at.
It would have gone whatever the distance they were.
Exactly. So
he's so fast.
Exactly. So I'm glad it was good to see, and hopefully that is a confidence booster for him moving forward, and also, for Ken Dorsey and Sean McDermott to trust him a little bit more moving forward as well. Like, okay, we know the kid could do it now. He got his first touchdown. It was against a decent Pittsburgh defense. And yeah, so we'll see moving forward how they use him. But they also sat Singletary with the rest of the stars, which was cool. So how does Singletary do today?
Singletary did
a little quiet there, right? A little quiet, but nothing. He had a nice couple big runs.
He had 6 carries, 42 yards, 7 on average.
Yeah, guys, once again, we're just not running them a lot, which we didn't need to this game.
No,
but that's a hell of a.
When we gave him the ball, he did good.
I think Moss did okay
Moss
too.
Had 1 for 7.
Okay. I mean,
although he did have open field and tripped over his own feet.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Come on, Moss, you got to be better.
Yeah, but that's fine. It is what it is. So let's quickly switch over to the defense side of the ball. Tyrell Dodson got the start for Tremaine Edmonds. He had 11 total tackles, 7 solos. He had 1 sack and 1 QB hit. Kyer Elam had 10 tackles, 7 solo, 1 pass deflection, and a pick. Damar Hamlin had 8 tackles, 6 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Johnson, filling in for Poyer, had 8 with 2 solo. Dane Jackson had 6 with 6 solo, so all of his were. We had 1 pass deflection. But check out Saran Neal in his 4th quarter alone. 4 pass defenses in his 4th quarter that he played.
Saran Neal's a beast, guys. I that was my I think I had him my number 1 player to resign going into the offseason. That's how much I love Saran Neal, what he brings to this team. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yep, and then Vaughn got a sack. AJ Epinesa got a sack. We had 7 QB hits, 3 sacks total, 5 tackles for losses, 10 pass deflections. So we played stout on defense. Even though we played that stupid soft zone coverage, which I hate, our guys were still around the ball, which you gotta tip your cap to.
Yep. Get
So
this
then,
off. Oh, my bad.
quickly,
I thought you were
yeah,
done.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
I say we were quickly look over to the team stats. We were 552 to 364. I think this is one of the first times we gave over 300 yards this year.
I
Total
believe
offense.
so. Yeah.
I think it's the first time we've given over 300 yards total offense. But overall, the biggest stat was time of possession. They had the time of possession, and we had the scores. So tip our cap to the game plan. I hated early, and I told you this, Tommy, before we went live. I didn't like the chucking it deep against the wind early. I didn't understand the game plan behind that. However, it worked. So what the heck do I know?
Yeah, I mean, I know you messaged me. You're like, "Why are we going deep all the time in the wind?" And I said, I was like, I don't even know if I replied back, but I'm like, oh, I did. I said I didn't like it against the wind. However, our first big play was against the wind. But I almost feel like Dorsey just like, all right, y'all want some big plays? We're gonna do them today.
We
it
can
was
do
just
it
weird. Yeah, it was odd.
Short 10 play ones, because in the second half we did the 10 play thing.
We did, yeah. It was this odd, man. And guys, we had 31 points in the first half. We came out, had the touchdown 30, went 38-3, and then we had another touchdown. Should have been a touchdown. Quentin Morris, who fumbled. It was a great play, by the way. By what's his name again, Mikey? Dropped the ball there. What's his name on Pittsburgh's defense? That made the play there.
Where was
Quentin
it
Morris.
Quentin Morris? I don't know.
You don't know the guy that made the fumble.
Cam Hayward.
Yes,
Cam Hayward.
Yes.
Sorry, I was thinking
that's
like
okay.
the secondary.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, sorry.
That's okay. So Cam Hayward made a good play there at the goal line. I just thought like maybe. And it was funny because me and Mikey have been saying, why don't they do that shovel pass more often? Like Kansas City does, like some other teams.
Maybe we don't do it to our backup tight end.
Right. Maybe we don't do that. But I will say, up until that point, I thought he was playing very good for an undrafted. I believe he's undrafted from last season. Quentin Morris played a pretty good game. Came in and did his job better than Tommy Sweeney.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you that right now. He's better than Tommy Sweeney.
I'll take Quentin Morris all day.
You know what I'm saying? Where's Reggie? Where's Reggie been, by the way?
Quiet. He was out there.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, just they're not really. They were trying to make him a little. Yeah, they kind of went away from him for some reason. I felt like, but maybe it's becoming Ken Dorsey is just going by game, man.
Mm-hmm.
And who's getting the ball? Like Josh Allen. Listen, Josh Allen's always going to go to Stephon Diggs. No matter what,
Davis.
like that,
and Gabe
Davis win healthy, win 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like everyone else is who knows? It could be Khalil Shakir one game now moving forward. It could be McKenzie when he gets back. That's the next guy. He just spreads the ball. It seems like everybody is getting a love from Josh Allen now, right? I mean, everybody. It seems like. How many receivers caught the ball today, Mikey? How many targets? I'm just curious.
Let me go back to the stats. Gotta find the game.
6. I already counted it.
6. So 6 different receivers.
6 different. So Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Khalil Shakir, Isaiah Hodgins, Quentin Morris, and Devin Singletary.
So only 6.
6. Yeah.
Only 6.
Now, but let's say Dawson Knox is in that game, it probably would be 7, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so.
But we also didn't have to, like, we had a lot of big play strikes. We didn't have those 10 play drives like we have been.
Yeah. We didn't do the slice and dice offense.
No. And we had a few big runs to set up, because that one touchdown was what was it? It was Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, one pass, and then a big run.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. By the way, the weather was so weird, man, because it was a beautiful day to start. Mikey was like, "It's gonna rain. It's a crappy day." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
He's like, "What are you talking
It's
about?
Sunny." I sent him a picture. I'm like, Mikey, it's sunny. Like everyone's saying how awesome the weather is right now. Game starts, I start seeing clouds.
And it starts getting windy.
I'm like, oh, well, come on, this is Buffalo for you. You know, like it's so unpredictable, man. By the way, you're talking about the dome, so you know, I do wish that too, and I know a lot of you, you know, a lot. Bills Mafia is very torn on that, Mikey. Me personally, I would be a dome all day just because Josh Allen would thrive and this offense would thrive. However, I know the new stadium that's coming up in a couple years, the way they're, even though it's open, the way they're building it, it supposedly will knock a lot of that wind off that this stadium.
Yeah, because
you know,
they're gonna have the overhangs, you know, and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a lot better. So it's cool. It comes down to money. That's why the dome's not built. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, it's not about
you're spending 1.4 on a field. Spend 1.8 and put a dome on the stupid thing.
Yeah, but they had to take money from the from Buffalo. You know, they're not like, you know, they're lucky they got what they got. So I'm cool with it. Just make it nice. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm okay with it.
Beth comes in and says, I think the Bills' motto this year is proving everybody wrong. Bills can't win close games. Bam, yes we can. Bills playing bad weather conditions. Bam, yes they can. What's next? They can't beat the Chiefs next week. Bam, yes they can.
Right. That's the next. And then what's the next one? Will be a playoff thing. Bills can't what?
Yeah, can't get the 1 seed.
Right.
So can't get the 1 seed, and then
can't get the 1 seed. Can't get the championship game.
Can't win the championship game. Can't win the Super Bowl.
So
you know, step by
we got
step,
a lot of stuff. We gotta.
By the way, Tom,
take away.
I would like to say when we go back and we look at our preseason predictions, I had us 4-2 going into the bye.
Okay.
We're 4-1. I'd like us to go 5-1 into the bye.
I had a 6-0 going.
Well, you had us going undefeated.
Right. So 6-0 would have been. However, we should be, damn it. But it is what it is. By the way, some scores. I do want to read some scores because they are important.
Yeah.
Right now. So, let me go through the scores real quick for everybody. So let me get to the games that are finished. New York Giants, Brian Dable, our old OC. He has a 4-1.
How about the Giants?
He has a 4-1 team. They beat Green Bay in Green Bay. I had Green Bay winning. I picked Green Bay to win. Even though Giants have been playing well, I just figured, man, they're in Green Bay. No way. And they won 27-22. The Chargers beat Cleveland in a close game, 30-28. Good for Chargers, man, because they've been just Minnesota came back and beat Chicago, which was a back and forth game, 29-22. Yeah. New England blanked Detroit 29-0 with a third string Zappy, who actually had a good game. I'll have to go to the stats later, but man, like I am very surprised on that. I thought Detroit would put something up, some kind of fight.
Zappy, 17 for 21, 188, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
That's not bad for a third string guy coming in. I know the Lions have a bad defense.
Draft pick, that is fantastic.
Yeah. Right. And very limited probably practice with the ones. If you think about it, he's third string. Right. So I got to give credit where credit is due there. Saints beat Seattle 39-32. A lot of close games here. The Jets, 40-17. They are in second place. They are in second place because they beat Miami. That's unbelievable.
Bridgewater early in that game.
They did. They did.
And they went to Skylar Thompson, and Skylar Thompson was 19 of 33, 166, no touchdowns and 1 pick.
Yep. Tampa Bay beat Atlanta 21-15, kind of a close game. Tampa Bay don't look right, but they won. One's a win. Tennessee beat Washington barely 21-17, but one's a win. Houston beat Jacksonville, who Jacksonville's been playing good lately, and they beat them 13-6.
Off the schneid.
Off the loser board, yeah. Yes. So some interesting games. San Francisco's up right now 10-0 over Carolina. No surprise, Carolina. So man, they're just grasping for straws at the quarterback position now. Which they're gonna have to do something. Anyways, Dallas is up 9-3 in Los Angeles, and Arizona's losing 7-0 to Philly right now. So that's the update on scoring, guys.
Yeah, but then tonight we have the Bengals-Ravens. But you know what? Can we take a second and give a little bit of love to Joe Shane and Brian Dable? You got to. Man, do they look like that 2000 what was it? The 2016 Bills when we broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2017 Bills.
Oh, when we went to the playoffs. Yeah.
When we went to the playoffs, man, dude.
Yeah, 2017.
None of our wins were super pretty that year, but they
Yeah.
found a way to get the W's. Man, it feels so eerie, similar to the way the Bills were playing. So I want to give a little love to Shane and Dayball. They're doing their thing over there. And
I take it back. I said in Green Bay. They were in London. So
yeah, they were in London.
So.
Yeah,
my bad. But either way,
it was a beautiful stadium. I don't know if you caught
that
game.
And they had a ton of Packers fans there. Yeah, like in the audience. So it's kind of a home game in a way.
That stadium over there. That stadium over there
nice.
was designed by the same people who are building in the Bills stadium. So it's very similar to what it's going to look like. It has the overhangs and the open.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful stadium.
It is. It seats a little bit less than the current stadium, but that's not a big deal.
Mike comes in. The Jets beating the third string quarterback for second in the division is so a New York,
New Jersey team thing. That's funny. Yeah, that's I can't believe. Kudos to the Jets too. I've been dogging on all season, who I've picked every week to lose. No joke, Mikey. I pick them every week to lose because I just and they continue to win some games that I'm just like, how the hell? Like, honestly, like now I don't know if the game would have been different if Bridgewater doesn't get hurt, but either way, they still put up what they put up against the Dolphins defense, who has been playing pretty well.
Really good. But they had no X today.
That's a big loss, but still, man.
They had no Jones, so their secondary was ravaged. But you know what? That shows the difference between a team like the Bills and the team like the Dolphins.
Exactly. The depth.
We're missing a ton of starters in our secondary, and we were still able to come through. They're missing a bunch of people in their secondary, and they don't have that depth. Yeah.
That's just. So who's in this game?
Yeah.
Who is your, besides Josh Allen and obviously Gabe Davis, who is your star of the game, your hidden star of the game besides the two that everybody knows? Was it Shakir? Who do you got?
Ken Dorsey.
Dorsey?
I'm kidding.
Hey,
I do like what Ken Dorsey did. I don't like the early deep passes, but he had them guessing all day long.
He did.
Shakir's probably my undervalued player of the game. Loved what he brought. That run after the catch that he made was just something that's been missing in this offense.
I agree.
And man, the way he plays a lot like Robert Woods, but the more and more I see him run routes, he runs routes a lot like Cole Beasley used to run routes.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see. I'm so excited. And then Isaiah Hodgins, love that kid. I've always loved that kid.
Sure.
I was so happy to see him get find some success today. And he caught some balls from Allen, which was even better.
Yeah.
It wasn't just garbage time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say Shakir too, but I'm going to go on the other side just because you said Shakir. I'm going to say DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, that
filling
so
in.
Good. So good.
Dude, he's every time his number's called, he's done very well to very good. Like he's like a solid player, and the moment's not too big. He's lazy, bro. He can hit. He's not scared who you are, tight end, fullback, running back. He's going to hit you. And I just love it. I love his energy. He's around the ball a lot. If you look, was it him that almost had the pick in the beginning of the game where the two guys?
Him and Dane.
Yes, Dane. Yeah. So I was like, oh.
And you know what? How about a little kudos to the University of Pittsburgh's program? They had Kenny Pickett in this game.
Oh, yes.
They had Dane Jackson and Hamlin. All from that program over the last 3 years.
And Hamlin and Pitt, Hamlin and Kenny Pickett were the ones
that hit was
involved.
He never got to hit him in practice. So he's like, screw you, I'm taking my shot.
By the way, real quick, off topic, but in the game, did you hear the story on Nance's mom? That was really cool. Even it's a terrible thing. She obviously passed, but I didn't hear about that till today. About she's on pretty much going to die. Right? They're taking her away, but she wants to hear him say his last play call. It was like an overtime game last week. And I'm like, wow, like you couldn't write a better story. Like, you know what I mean? Like ending to that. Like that's unbelievable. So
and how about Tony Romo?
Wow.
You could tell they have a true bond there, Romo and him, because Romo's the one telling the story. about it. And I know they just had to find fillers in a blowout game, but I tip my cap to Romo for how classy he truly is. And
He's
there,
he's a hell of a commentator too, bro.
right? He's really
Dude,
good.
he's so good, bro. Angry Buffalo sports fan, what a game. Yeah, bro. Woo! It was, bro. It really was. I wish I had a woo. I need to get a little short woo video out here for
Right?
y'all.
So
Because, man,
let's. I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but Pierre comes in and asks our thoughts on Elam. He had a solid game. We think, although he did have some catches made on him, I truly believe it was a scheme thing. But you also saw a little bit of what the Bills saw, and I'm making him a first round pick, where he was playing the cover 2. He drifted back like a Trey White would and picked off a ball that was thrown underneath.
that was a hell of a hell of a
great
play.
read.
That was a great read.
He made a ton of tackles.
Yep.
Like the catch on the sidelines that Pickens, or was it Pickens almost made? Like that was just a perfectly thrown ball.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah,
He had great coverage. So I think a little bit we get annoyed with some of these catches, and it's one of the reasons why I hated Levi Wallace so much. Is he just played that stupid zone and they came up and made the tackle. The difference was you saw Elam as the game went play above the scheme, and he made some plays. So I thought he had a solid game. It wasn't his best game, but it was solid. But he was going against some really good wide receivers.
He really was. Yeah, it wasn't a great game, like Mikey said. It was. I thought it was good. It was good. It was not in the right home bout, but he had an interception, which I believe was his first of the season. So that's awesome, right? That's another confidence booster for him. But it's also a little scheme related, right? Like we like to play a little cushion.
We like to make them have to drive.
Right. It's just like
McDermott,
I hate it sometimes.
Frazier, honestly, McDermott and Frazier both believe that you're not going to be able to put together a 10-play drive without making a mistake.
Right.
If you do, they'll tip their cap and we'll hold you to a field goal. Otherwise, because how many times do they start driving and then get like a holding call or a sack or something? They just believe in the bend but don't break.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to change. I thought maybe they would bring a little more pressure, especially against a rookie quarterback. Like make him feel it a little bit, and they didn't. They didn't. I didn't see any linebacker blitzes. I think they sent in
safety
Saron Neal, I believe, on one.
They sent in
just missed it.
Johnson and Hamlin a couple times too.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it really wasn't a blitz heavy. It was more just rusher 4.
I think I saw Dotson.
It was a couple.
I think Dotson rushed once too.
Okay. Yeah, but it wasn't crazy. We just don't. We don't do that.
You didn't see Milano go.
No.
You didn't see a bunch of corners. It was either safety or one linebacker. But there was I'm guessing maybe 4 on the day.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like going into next week, I'm very curious how they play that. You may not see a lot of blitzing. They still may go back to exactly what you see today.
We have to get to Mahomes. We cannot.
We have to, and I hope what I hope they do. Like I hope Edmonds is back. I really do because he's huge. And I hope they do send Edmonds and Milano from time to time because they can get to Mahomes. They're a little bit quicker. Mahomes can get out of those, Jordan Phillips, getting to him. Even Gregory Rousseau, you know what I mean? He's just not fast enough. But those two guys, I believe, can catch up, get to him. You saw what they did to Lamar. I mean, look at Milano. He got beat, still kind of caught up. So, that's impressive. I hope they do some disguise blitzes, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe even corner blitz. I wouldn't even mind that. Just to throw something a little bit different, a different look. But they cannot let Mahomes sit back and just
pick him apart.
Pick him apart. You can't because he will. He'll find.
I don't want to see us playing the soft coverage. I want us to be aggressive.
They have to be this game coming up. Now, not super aggressive though. You don't want to play super aggressive, but I do want to see a little bit more than let's say this game, right? Like you gotta have a little bit more blitzes dialed up there.
Yeah, because they're not going to shoot themselves in the foot like a Pittsburgh Steelers offense. They're not.
Yeah. He's talking about pick. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Poor kid.
We said this in the beginning,
and not only that, but Pickett. It's not just a Bills thing. He goes Bills, Bucks, it's like 3 or 4 of the elite.
He has some tough, But this is a learning curve for him. And I honestly, I swear, listen, they put up 3 points, but I thought his numbers were fine. I thought it's not always about numbers. I thought he showed on the field like he was poised a lot. When blitz came on, he held the ball till the very end, made a good throw. He did that a few times in this game where I'm like, damn, normal quarterback, rookie quarterback would get, throw the ball away or get flustered and take the sack, right? Or try to run away from the blitz and, get tripped up or whatever. I felt like, man, he held the ball. He gave his receivers a chance. He threw the ball up there, gave his receivers a chance. And that's something maybe what's his name wasn't doing over there, Trubisky. Yeah. And that's probably why they had to make the move.
Saw? I love the fire he had. Like when he went after, when he went after, at the end, went after Shaq. I love that.
When Shaq hit him low.
Yeah, I love that. Josh Allen does stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so listen, if you're we had a Pittsburgh fan in here on Friday, talking to us for a little bit on Friday Night Lights, and we were telling him, hey, man, there's nothing. Even if you guys lose in this game, but Pickett plays well, you gotta feel happy about that as a Pittsburgh fan.
Because he doesn't play well, we said look for those flashes. Because in year
that's
one,
true. Look for the
Josh
flashes.
Allen didn't play extremely well, but you saw the flashes and what can be of him and what was his demeanor like. And I'll tell you, I loved Pickett's demeanor. I think they are going to have a solid quarterback. Do I think he's going to be top 3, top 5 quarterback? No, I don't think he has the actual physical skills for that.
Yeah.
But the kid's tough, smart, and he's perfect for Pittsburgh football.
Yeah, and he's from there. Romo actually mentioned that about Josh too, like about his first year. It was like, like he showed like his ceiling was super high. Wasn't a great season, but you could see it like when you watched him because Romo had that game against Minnesota when we played Minnesota, and you see it, you saw it. It wasn't perfect, right? Josh wasn't perfect. Obviously, he wasn't a very good, but he had flashes of, damn, this kid. If he puts it all together, and the Bills build around this guy, they'll do it right. And by the way, did you see when Romo was talking about Brandon Beane and how they built the team up? I loved it, man, because that's what I've been preaching that forever about how it's like a chain link, man. So it has to be the owner has to hire the right GM and it has to have the right coach, but they all have to connect. And Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott and the owners all connected, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing today, man. Because if they didn't connect, you would see a hot mess, which goes on a lot in other NFL teams. So look what they did. Like right away, Romo said, he came in, gutted the team out, got rid of players that fans were like, what? Why? Like, I don't get it. And it was all a plan that worked out perfect. And that plan could only go like that if McDermott agreed and McDermott was on board and the owner was like, yeah, go ahead and do if you feel this is best. So like, that's not doesn't happen a lot of times. A lot of times the owner's like, no, I paid this guy, I like this guy, or the coach wants this quarterback, and the owner and the GM's like, well, I don't know about him. Let's try. We never had that tug of war, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing, and that's why you're seeing a hell of a team, man.
It's also why you're seeing what you're seeing in New York, because Daboll and Shane are very much the same way. They did the same thing. They came in, had to cut Bradbury and a few others to start to clean up the cap. And they're it's one vision.
Yeah.
And where did they learn? They learned from Beane and McDermott.
That's right. And Beane, under Beane. So that's man, that's called a coaching tree right there, bud.
Pickett doesn't quite have the athleticism and the freak nature of a Josh Allen.
That's not going to happen.
So I don't think he's going to hurdle anybody, but I love his toughness.
That won't happen. I could see him doing like not sliding somebody. I can see him that, but I'll tell you what, he's still not. He better be careful though if he does that, because he's not that big of a quarterback. No, he's not. He may have a little attitude on him, but when you get slammed by a linebacker, watch out.
Tackle.
By the way, did you see the tight end for Pittsburgh get laid out, bro?
Yeah,
and got the concussion.
I hate challenge between Boogie and Terrell Dotson, I think it was.
Football is such a gruesome sport, bro.
And he would have been fine with the hit that Terrell put on him, but man, they like sandwiched him, and Boogie's hit.
Yes,
there was a lot of force coming.
Yes. Yeah. It is what it is, man. This is you know what you know what's crazy? If you, did you see the play Josh Allen? I don't know if it was a run. Josh Allen should have slid, by the way.
Yeah.
But he wanted to pick up another 5, and his head slammed off that turf, dude. They showed it on I saw it initially, but when they and then I think Nance said, "Did you see the hit? His head hit the." And bro, Allen showed like he was cool. So it goes back to what I was saying. Some players can take
have
those
hard
hits.
heads. Some people don't.
Yeah, some like I said, Tua. You know, come on, man. Like that's what I mean about Tua. Tua for the Dolphins, man. Like him moving forward, it's tough on that team because I don't know.
If you also look at Josh's helmet, he has that little extra like cap on his helmet.
Yeah,
that they use. It's like a dual, like it's an extra layer.
Which is good.
He's smart. Yeah, he's smart. He's like, give me all the.
But he still should he still should slide though.
Absolutely.
I prefer like at that time, 5 yards to me is not worth it. Like,
isn't worth taking a hit like that.
It could have been anything else. Like it could have been his arm. It could have been his leg. Like, dude, just
like his head could have bounced like that and he could have been out.
That's what I mean. It's just like you gotta, and I'm sure, like at the time, the players, maybe even the coaches are like, yeah. But I think after the game when they watched the film again, I almost promise you, yeah, they talk to him and say, listen, I love it, but you can't do it at the same time. You know what I mean? We love the effort, but bro, you gotta think of the team too, because it's not like he's not thinking about the team at the moment, because if he goes out and we got Case Keenum coming in, there's a problem.
Yeah. I want to hit on this comment here. The Steelers pass rush without Watt had no teeth. Hopefully the line can hold up against KC. I'm going to tell you I can't remember his name, but he's the other side of the D end is actually leading the league in sacks for Pittsburgh. The guy on the other side of Watt.
I didn't even know that. All right.
I can't remember his name.
I don't know his name.
But he was tied for the league in sacks. So it's not that they didn't have it, and Cam Hayward was still there. Deion Dawkins erased him today.
Yeah.
And Josh got the ball out as he was taking a couple hits too. So it wasn't that they didn't win, because they did. They actually put pressure on Josh. He just did a really good job of manipulating the pocket and getting the ball off. I think
they'll do fine. Like we went against a Rams defense who they have Aaron Donald, and they have other what's his name, Wagner. So
yeah, and we're gonna go against Chris Jones.
I get it, but our pass on offensive line pass blocking is, I would say, good.
Above average.
A little above average. Yeah, right. It's teetering on good, right?
Yeah.
Our run blocking is teetering on god awful, right? Like it's really bad. And I believe that's why at this point, and we said it last year, Mikey, and I hate to say it again, it is what it is, man. We're going to have to we're a pass team, man. Like we'll run it when we can, I guess.
You know what I love? I love it. I don't even mind being the pass team now.
Yeah.
I'm glad we are throwing those bubble screens and stuff for those quick hitters. I'm liking that.
I like it. Yeah. I'm good with that too. I'm totally good with that. But like I said, I think
thank you. It's Highsmith. He was tied coming in this week. He was tied for the league in sacks, and he was a non-factor. Highsmith. Let me look at him real quick. I'll pull him up. Highsmith.
Yeah, go ahead.
One total tackle, one total. So it was for a solo, and it was a tackle for loss. He didn't touch the quarterback. The only person that actually hit Josh today, in the pocket, was Minka on a blitz.
Okay. Yeah, so he was pretty clean.
Yeah.
I think against the Chiefs, Allen's actually done well against the Chiefs. If you really go back and look at all the games, even the one like we got blown out was probably his worst, obviously, but he still did okay. Like I think Allen is going to do just fine. His offensive line is going to do just fine against Kansas City. It's the defensive side that we really got to pay attention to that game.
It's going to be
right, and we'll go through that on. Yeah, we'll go through that on Friday. I think our offense will do just fine, but we're gonna go through that game on Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
This way we don't give it all now, and we can see who's in and who's out, because that also plays a factor, right? You know, and who's going to be missing time in that game, because we don't know the injuries this game. I don't know about Phillips, right? We know he went out. We don't know if Dawson Knox will be able to return. We don't know if Tremaine Edmonds right? Poyer, Edmonds with the hamstring. You know how hamstrings work. We had the doc on. The doc will tell you.
Yeah.
Right. McKenzie. Like, there's a lot going into that. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about that Friday. But other than that, Mikey, anything else you want to talk about?
No, big win. Excited for it. Tomorrow night we'll go a little bit more in depth into it. We'll give you our 24 hours afterwards. Progress of how we felt about it, and then maybe touch a little bit on KC tomorrow night. But ultimately, we'll leave that for Friday. That's all
guys, tomorrow we're gonna go on at 9:30. Correct, Mikey? Changing the time again.
Yeah, 9:30.
We're trying to just listen, guys. We're trying to figure out a better time for you guys, because we've noticed like the timing that we're going on Mondays nights has been too late, and it just seems like a lot of you guys are going to bed probably. So we went it to 10, a little bit better, but I think we're gonna have to push it back a little bit more. So we're gonna go 9:30 tomorrow.
So it'll be during the Monday night game, but we'll have the Monday night game.
Yeah, we'll give you updates as the game goes up.
As the game goes. So we'll just try something new.
Yep, that's it. So, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. Post-game reaction, Amy, Pierre.
Love that, Amy. I love that, Amy.
Beth,
giving us the prediction.
Yeah, early prediction. I like it. So, yeah, appreciate all y'all for coming in, Scott. Till next time, till Monday, we are out of here. Go Bills, Bills Mafia #1. Peace. Peace out.